Hello, welcome back. I'm happy to see all of you, and I want to thank you for joining, for subscribing, for commenting, and for sharing. So I want to get right to it. First, I downloaded a bunch of information last night for this video, which I will read after I read the poem that was given to me this morning. And the title of my video is I'm Shining a Light on What's Not, or actually what's unauthentic. What's not authentic, same thing. Anyway, my poem is based on a photo. If you can visualize a lavender tree, a purple tree, all by itself, sitting on a rock with a blue sky in the background and land all around it. Know thyself. We are all alone, just like this tree, only here to learn and breathe. A beautiful purple tree, different than all the rest, because we are unique, each on our own path to seek. Not about anything else, not about unrest, not about fake news, which keeps you in fear, directs your focus away from you. You create your life, as I have said many times before. Think about our future and the surprises we have in store. Focus on the beauty, the birds that sing, feeling wrapped in their wings, flying, following what they bring. Colorful bodies flying free, which represents you, reminds you to be your true self, which is love unconditionally. Manifesting your dreams, prancing through gardens and streams, smelling flowers as your heart sings. I am free, I can fly, I can be what I am because it's why I'm here. I release the rest as it's in God's hands. It's up to you to rise or fall. It stems from your thoughts, what they bring, happiness or sadness, bravery or controlled. It's always been up to you. Will you rise or will you fold? I love their messages. They're so healing and powerful and free. So, what is unauthentic? Well, everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that is not in harmony with the planet will not survive. This system that once served you no longer does. I'm here to shine a light on things that are unauthentic. So let's look back at how our lives were before the virus. And when I explain or read this to you, I bet you will notice right away how much you've changed since lockdown. Now, we were born, we were taught society rules, we believed in aging, sickness, and death. And one thing that's definitely unauthentic is school never gave us the tools for jobs. And then college comes around, and college puts us, well, actually fails us too. Every single thing is based on money. This planet has only been based on money, power, control. Holidays were invented for money. We don't need to celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Valentine's Day, all these other days, because we should be celebrated every day. We don't need a specific day to honor a mother, a father, or whatever. But if you think about it, if you see beyond the illusion, you see how much the stores make their money on these holidays and restaurants. So that's all it's about. It's not about anything else. Because if you think about it, what about those who have no mother? What about those who have no father? What about those who don't have family? How does it make these people feel? Because you see, it's a conglomeration of people here, some with families, some with not, some who have mothers, some who don't. And the ones who don't, they don't feel happy during Mother's Day. They feel sad. Is it good to feel sad? No, that's not who you are. So that's one of them. Then we have, I want to remind you, everything is about big business. Buying houses, buying cars, tons of clothes, traveling here and there. And then you've got prisons and jails and lawsuits, government agencies that have all been corrupt. Now, our laws of the planet, in the planet that were made up, you know, what creates you to go to prison or jail or whatever, is corrupt as hell. Because the legal system is not about putting criminals away. It's about protecting the criminals and hurting the people that are not criminal. And I know you know that. Everybody should see that by now. Jails are a big, big, big business. And there's a whole bunch of people in prison who didn't commit any crime whatsoever. And when it's found out, they might have been there maybe 7 to 10 years, and then it's found out that they didn't even commit the crime. Do they just automatically release you? No. It creates paperwork and legalization, which makes no sense, because legally should never been in prison in the first place. And then sometimes these people aren't even let out. Because why? Who knows why? There's always an excuse or reason or something, but that happens too. Is that fair? Is any of this fair? No. Is this the planet you love? Not me. Then we have our food chain. We all need to really go back to the caveman and eat only what God put on this planet for us to eat, which are plants, vegetables, you know, and animals. They actually originally sacrificed themselves for our food supply. So we'll just go with that right now too, because that's all going to change down the road, but at this point in time, not right now. But so what did they do with our food? Well, they took our cows and they injected them with antibiotics and poison, and then you eat that. And the chickens are injected with antibiotics, poison. They're stressed to the max. Now remember, we're only energy. They're only energy. What you eat is their energy. So what are you eating when you eat the chicken's egg also? You're eating their antibiotics, their poisonous food. You're eating their stress. And years and years and years goes by, and then it affects you because it's a slow poison that we've ingested all our lives. And there is that saying that food either heals you or kills you. Think about it. Now we have water. What did they do with our water? They put fluoride in it, which is the worst stuff to do. Is this starting to make sense? Everything is on the negative side of the world. The money and the poison and the people who've run the planet. They've never been for you. And even though the Constitution was written for the people Who follows it? When Lincoln wanted to follow it, he was assassinated. When Kennedy wanted to follow it, he was assassinated. By some person? No, by the government. If you don't know this, wake up. This is the life you've been living. And these people are the Illuminati. They've changed all your history books. And they always only wanted you to know what they want you to know. So you don't even know what's reality most of the time. And hopefully by now you see this. But there are so many people who still are under the spell. They don't believe Earth is even changing. It's happening right before your eyes. Now, they've taken the coronavirus to the nth degree, which shows you what I'm telling you is absolutely true. Because one thing, I am not against the lockdown, because the lockdown is actually, how can I say this? Their plan to mess everyone up actually backfired. Because while you've all been locked down, and I'm not saying all, but most of you, you have started to see your life with different eyes. You start to see the world around you because now you have the time. Because before you've been too busy worrying, working, stressing, planning, buying, getting more and more into debt. You know, the game you've all been playing. So the lockdown has gotten you to, what can you do but look at yourself? Because why are you really here? You're here for yourself. And so these people who are asleep still, they follow the rule like soldiers. I mean, you can walk down the street. They've even said you can walk without a mask, but people see you and they have fear all over their faces. They cover up their face and they go out in the street to walk past you. I see this all the time, and I see the fear that they have. These are the people that really fall into the fear, and without realizing that it's the fear that lowers your vibration and helps you attract all the viruses and all the flus and all the colds and everything that's going around the planet that you don't want. So think about these things. Wiping carts with antibiotic stuff doesn't protect you from anything. If anything, what it does, if it's antibacterial spray, then the spray that they wipe down your carts with and you touch the spray, that is more harmful than anyone else. Because if people really could hurt you by breathing on you, then we'd all have been dead before we even stayed alive. I mean, we'd be born, people would breathe on you, and you'd be over just like that. Think about these things. These are the things, this is my life, this is how I see everything. And I don't understand why people fall into it so strongly. A lot of this stuff is logical. I mean, the other thing is ever since I was born, I thought to myself, I'm 8 years old. What do you do when you're 8 years old? Well, most people don't do what I did because I've always been kind of a serious person. Because my mind is always going and I'm always seeing things that other people don't even see or focus on. And in any case, okay, so It's like this. When good things happen to people, everyone thinks some major miracle happened. It's a blessing from God. God saved you. Well, first of all, I want you to think about this. Do you really and truly believe that God or Jesus saves you? Because if you do, I feel sorry for you. Because that's not why you're here, for God or Jesus to save you. God created the earth. He is creator source energy, he or she, whatever. You are a part of God. You are your own creator. Out goes God. God runs the earth. He's the one who created the oceans and the seas and all the healing plants, etc., etc. A water for us to drink, not to pay for. And we don't need electricity because there's also a better plan that doesn't cost a dime to heat your house, and etc., etc. But anyway, when I was like 8 years old, this is the thought that went through my mind, because people were always talking about, you know, people that were disabled, and then you've got the religious people talking about death and sins, and you're going to go in front of some pearly white gates, I guess, and then you're going to be judged if you were a good little boy or a bad little boy or girl. Why do people believe that? Does that make any sense? No, because we are a part of God. We are our own creator, right? Okay, I think you got that. Now, because of the evil that's been on this planet, we have been on the wheel of karma. Karma. You come to this life, you follow the evil rules, you do bad, you die, and then you come back and you pay for all the things that you did. And when you come back and you pay for these things, because everything that you do, that you think, that you say, doesn't hurt anyone, it only hurts yourself. And so that gets all recorded in the Akashic records. And then when you decide to come back here, you pick out one of your karmic issues and you plotted out your path with the astrology, because that's what astrology is all about. And then you're on the road, and if you hurt someone, that someone is someone you're going to meet on your path, and that person is going to hurt you. But do you remember these things? No. But what do? You run around the planet crying. You're all upset that all these bad things happen to you. God hates you. You're being punished. So what? I guess you pray more? I don't know what you do. But do you see the craziness of this? Because that's not reality either. It's craziness. Why would God put a child on this planet who's blind? Why would God put a child on this planet who can't hear anything? Why would God put someone on this planet with Down syndrome? With someone with no arms and no legs? Think about it. Why do they not have arms and legs? Because maybe they took someone else's arms and legs off. Maybe they blinded somebody else. Maybe they did something to someone and they didn't listen, and so they have no hearing. I mean, all of this intertwines with karma, period. That's it. That's how it was before the virus. Everything is orchestrated, as I said, outside the universe. So, it's not about God granting you a child or, putting a little wand on you and blessing you because you're so much better than everyone else. Blessings are great as long as you don't think that it makes you special and better than anyone else. That's when it's wrong, because we're all one, we're all together, we're all connected. But in reality, there's only one person on the planet, because everyone who comes in your life before the virus was karmic, past life relationships, past life friends, ex-lovers, ex-fathers, and fathers could be a relationship this life. Doesn't have to be another father figure again, but your father could have been your brother, could have been your mother, whatever, because when we were on the wheel of karma, we have to experience everything to learn. So we have to be white, and then we have to be black, and we have to be Asian and Indian and whatever. And then we have to be healthy, sick, poor, rich. All of that is karmic. That's it. It has nothing to do with anything else. If you get the virus and it's not your time to go, you're not going to die no matter how a doctor or a nurse tries to kill you. It's not going to happen because it's not your time. This is how the world is. And I hope by the end of the year, everybody knows this. Everyone awakens. Everybody should awaken, and everyone should understand oneness. So, what is reality? Wait a second. I don't want to jump ahead. Okay, that's right. So, we came from love. Not the love of our parents. The parents were just a channel for you to come, which God set up. And that is a super miracle if you want to believe in super miracles. I mean, I was a science major, and if you knew what your body had to go through to stay alive, even, to breathe, to even have a child that grows in your body, the whole thing, that could be a major miracle. Or it is a major miracle. So, you come here from love because this is not your home. This is not the place that you want to believe that if you leave, your whole world is over, because that's not true. Because you've been here many times before, in different forms, different bodies. You sometimes might not even been in a human body. You might have been a dolphin. You might have been a whale. You might have been a tree or a flower. Because those are possible. And what does that actually really mean? That we're connected to the flowers and the trees and the dolphins and the whales. We're all one. And the rocks and the dirt and every little thing that you spit on is your family. That's reality. That's your family. Everything on the planet is your family. And all the people are you. And everyone on the planet that you meet is just a mere reflection of you. So, we were taught to obey rules, but not to grow. To be protected, to be fearful, to be safe. Religious organizations really did a number on people. Lies about God and Jesus and yourself. And why would anyone believe that Jesus came here for your sins? People who believe that, they just sit back and go, well, nothing bad can happen to me because Jesus will take care of it. Well, if that's what you believe all the way till you die, you will definitely come back and learn that Jesus didn't come here to save you. You came here to grow and to learn. That's it. And this was all before the virus, because everything is now changing. All of the stuff that I have taught about or talked about is never going to happen ever again. That's good news. I want you to see how your life has been and where we are going to make it easier for you to live your life the way you should be living it. We're still in the process because so much is going on that you have no idea about. So what do? You trust. You trust in the universe. The universe protects you, created this, is the power. And if you've been practicing what I have taught you about your thoughts, how they create your life, then you know how you can manifest. The universe gives you what you want. You want a house with beautiful trees and a nature scene. You can manifest it. The universe will give it to you. I mean, that's the reality. It's easy to live here if you don't live in the darkness, because everything before the virus is darkness. There might be some more darkness coming though. I don't know. But whatever comes, whatever happens, how it unfolds doesn't and should not concern you, because you should be by now focused on yourself, loving yourself, healing yourself, releasing all the past, forgiving all the pain you have suffered, forgiving all the people who you think created pain in your life. That's what you should be doing right now while you're on lockdown. Going into nature. I was in nature yesterday, and my video last week was about the rainbows. Well, let me tell you, I took 20 pictures. Now, there was a photo with a rainbow that went like this in the middle of this group of trees. But I couldn't see the rainbow with my eyes. I only saw it with my camera. Took the picture and there was this rainbow. Then there were light codes that were streaming through Earth, which I could not see with my eyes, but I could with my camera. And I just use a cell phone. And then I took a picture of the sun coming through these branches through this tree. And all you can see is a shower of rainbows and rainbow light. And if you remember, if you watched my video, you know that the rainbow light is spreading love on the planet, spreading love and planting seeds and awakening all the people. So those rainbow lights are coming from the planet. I mean, from the universe. Do you see what I'm saying? Not from Earth. And there's no rain to have a rainbow, because you've been taught, again, that you are only going to see a rainbow when it rains. Now rainbows come out without rain. So we manifested those rainbows to come only when it rains, collectively, because collectively, that's how we create things in the world. So collectively, we change our thoughts and our belief system, and the world changes. That's it. Can you get all the people to change? No, you can't do that. So you at this particular time only focus on yourself. And because of all the stuff that's going on, and because of all the people who get stressed and live in fear, when you walk outside and when you're on your walk, you say to yourself, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. And you repeat it at least 5 or 6 times, because someone with a mask that feared you already carries fear energy. And negative energy likes the light, and it just goes right to you. So while you're walking, wherever you are, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. Can you tell I'm passionate? And so you trust yourself, you trust your gut. You only live in the present moment because I've mentioned the truth is going to come out. People are going to get chaotic. Some people have mentioned another pandemic is going to happen. I really don't know. It kind of doesn't matter because hopefully by then you're going to know it's not going to affect you. You're not going to be in fear and you're just going to ignore it. If you want to share truths about how evil everybody is, do that only if you believe it, because otherwise you might start to think differently and start to fear yourself, and you don't want that to happen to you at all. So you've got to be a strong person to share all of these truths about how rotten to the core our world has been. Because in truth, when the event comes, that's going to waken everyone up. Some people are not going to waken up because, trust me, I have children who, one is totally dead asleep, and the other one, she does meditate and she does Reiki and all that kind of stuff, yet her job is administering, you know, radiation to chemo patients, which I couldn't do because I know radiation is poison. So you see, she's not awake to what I'm awake to, but she's a good soul. So she believes that. And does she listen to anything her mother says? Oh, hell no. Because my family thinks I'm nuts. They don't believe that the world is changing and the earth is changing. They don't believe it. So, do you see? They are stuck in the illusion. So many people are stuck in the illusion, but there are so many people who are not. And I want to put that in there because the people who are not stuck in the illusion outweigh the people who are asleep at this point in time. So that's good news. And seriously, why do anything without checking yourself first? You are your own temple. You are your own light. When you spread light to the world, spread rainbow light. And if you happen to watch something on television and something negative shows up, stop. Ask your higher self, is this truth? No. Forget about it. You don't even have to listen to it. Read it. Don't read everything that people share with you unless you ask first, is this truth? Could be their truth, but it doesn't matter what is their truth. It only matters what's your truth. And ask your higher self. Now, what I do is there's 4 places I can hike. And the first thing I do in the morning is I meditate. And then when I get up, I check with my higher self. Is there something you need me to do today? And sometimes they say no, and sometimes they say yes. Sometimes their yes is they want me to go to a specific place and do Reiki. Because my Reiki is for the land and all the people around the land and not singular people. That's what my Reiki is all about. Maybe they have told me times like, you can't walk in your neighborhood or any neighborhood today, but if you want, you can walk at the ocean or you could walk in the forest. And then some days they don't even want me walking in the forest or the ocean because guess what? They know the energy. They know the barometer of the energy on the planet. You don't. So follow that. And I even took it as far as asking them, okay, is there a specific forest you'd like me to go to? Now, if I didn't ask, I can go to any forest, of course, and so could you. But me, I prefer, if they prefer me to go to a specific forest, there's a reason for it. So I asked yesterday, do you want me to go to that particular forest? And they said yes. And the reason is when I ask them, and they tell me a specific forest, because sometimes they don't, but if they give me a specific forest and I go there, I always get a spiritual gift, because that particular forest is going to deliver the gift. Like yesterday, the rainbow through the trees. And the greenery that I've never seen here in San Diego with all the rain that we've had. And the path was lined with flowers taller than me that I've never seen before, spread all over around this lake. It was so beautiful and feels so good. And then all the people that walk in there are all happy, loving people. It's just amazing. I mean, it's your choice. I'm just letting you know that's what I do. So, everything that you see is fake. Everything that's around you is an illusion. It's not yet reality. So you create your reality. You know, because I want to remind you again that the people who write on the internet, you know, the writers, the news folks, the people who are in charge of like TV shows, or what I'm trying to say is like American Idol, telling all these people they're going to be famous if they, you know, become the idol and all that stuff. You see, that's not going to happen because I don't know how it's going to happen, because music is very good. The music is probably going to change, but these people will probably start intuiting, you know, heavenly music, which a lot of them already are, these new young singers. But it's not about the money. It's never going to be about the money anymore. Now, how many businesses are losing and closing down? And it looks like a bad thing, but there's a reason for everything. Every single thing that happens for a reason. And if these people have to close their businesses down, it's a reason. And trust me, it's a good reason. And it's nothing to fear and nothing to worry about. The football season is upon us. And trust me, I'm a major football fan. But I've told everyone in my family, do not expect to be watching football ever again. Now, they're planning on football. They've done their hiring of their new players. They've come up with their schedule. They're even finishing building 2 multi-billion-dollar stadiums for LA and Las Vegas. Will anyone ever play in those stadiums as football people? Most likely not. Why would that come back? Why would anything come back when we are in the middle of the change we've all been waiting for? And part of the change is money. And football's all about money. Do you see what I'm saying? Football would only last if these people were playing out of the goodness of their heart and letting us watch them like you do in high school. Because you won't need the money. But I don't know if that's even going to happen. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't matter, because nobody can really know how it's going to all unfold. I'm just letting you know that it started, we're in the middle of it, and it's going to end to paradise. Now there's another bill that just came out called the 666 bill that states, and it's all over the internet, that this bill is going to be passed and people are going to enter into your home, make you take the coronavirus test, and tell you that possibly you are a carrier and throw you out of your house. Now, that's an illusion. That is never going to happen. It's not. So don't even think about it. Don't even fear it. This is part of the Illuminati. They're planning and always creating fear tactics for you. It's not going to happen. So don't fall into all the fear that is still going around this planet. Everything, again, is about keeping you in fear, controlling you, and getting money from you any which way they can. I mean, smoking is bad, yes, but do they really care? They don't care about you. They never have. So why do they care about your cigarettes? They don't. But what do? They use that as an excuse to tax it and tax it and tax it and tax it. So the 25-cent pack of cigarettes that you should pay for, because that's pretty much all it would cost you what, $9 for a single pack. So $8.75 goes to whoever collects tax. You wonder where all the money is coming, the stimulus packages and all. They have so much money that nobody would have to ever live their lifetime and spend a dime and could live anywhere they want. That's how much money they have. So, what you want to do is put yourself in a dream and visualize how you want your world to look, yours, and how you want your paradise to look, what you want your world to look like, how you want it to be, what you want to see. That's what you think about. That's what you manifest for your future. Because you can. And it will come, and so will everything else. Because you want to wake up this planet. Spread the rainbow light and love, like I had mentioned. Let the truth come out. And no matter how it's going to affect people, it does not matter, because it's a process. We are locked down. I don't know how much longer. I don't really know how it's all going to unfold. The people who are running it, they don't even have a clue. They're so fearful that, we don't know how that'll work. But eventually the truth is going to trickle out and become mainstream media. Not just truth for the people that already know it. I mean, it's funny how that works, but whatever. Mainstream media starts getting the truth. And whatever happens, then the event comes, and then every single person wakes up. The whole planet, the whole veil is gone, and then the skies change, and your trees change, and the colors change, and the water changes, and the air changes, and the soil changes, the wild animals change, and then what happens after that? Who knows? But isn't that the world that you want? Do you want to live in the world I talked to you about in the beginning of this video? I think not. Do you want prisons and cops and evil people and sickness and disease and all of this garbage we've been dealing with for over 300,000 years? No. This is the time. This is coming to the end of it. This is a positive thing. So everything to focus on is positive. Because that's what's happening. So ask your heart if that's true. Ask your higher self if that's true. And then do what you need to do to work on yourself, to grow. And then eventually you will be able to help other people when it's the right time. Right now, yet, it's still not the time for mainstream media to know the truth. But it is coming. Our world is changing, never to go back. So, This is the last thing I'm going to read you. When you go through that spiritual awakening, nothing bothers you anymore. Because nothing matters. This is what I've been saying. You realize you're just a passenger on this earth with a limited time. Your mission here is to observe and learn and then go back. That's what your mission was. That's what your mission has been. Not about the end of the world, dying and never coming back. Your life is end. No, you came here to learn, to grow, to go back home. Now, the only difference is you might not want to go back home once the veils are gone and the planet is changed completely. Because this is going to be your heaven. This is going to be a place that you can be in a human body and live on planet Earth in heaven, in paradise, with no aging, no sickness, no money, no evil, no disease, none of it. And if you're older like me, you will be younger. If you're ill and you make it through, you will be healed while you're on this planet. And that is the message for the day. So there's a lot of information. If you need to rewind it and listen to it, or stop it and listen to it later, do whatever it feels right to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And take this in your heart, see how it feels. Spread rainbow light love to the planet. And just be happy. Be free. Be your true self. Thanks. Bye.